Find the sine of A, the sine of B, the cosine of A, and the cosine of B. Write each answer as a fraction and as a decimal rounded to 4 places. Begin by finding the sine of A. So the sine of A is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse, which equals 15 divided by 39, which equals 5 divided by 13, which is about 3,846 10,000ths. Next, find the sine of B. The sine of B is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse, which equals 36 divided by 39, which equals 12 divided by 13, which is about 9,231 10,000ths. Next, find the cosine of A. The cosine of A is equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse, which equals 36 divided by 39, which equals 12 divided by 13, which is about 9,231 10,000ths. Finally, find the cosine of B. The cosine of B is equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse, which equals 15 divided by 39, which equals 5 divided by 13, which is about 3,846 10,000ths. Write the cosine of 69 degrees in terms of sine. The cosine of an acute angle is equal to the sine of its complement. So the cosine of 69 degrees is equal to the sine of the quantity 90 degrees minus 69 degrees, which equals the sine of 21 degrees. So the cosine of 69 degrees is the same as the sine of 21 degrees. Find the values of x and y using sine and cosine. Round your answers to the nearest 10. First, use the sine ratio to find the value of x. So the sine of 35 degrees equals the opposite side over the hypotenuse. So looking at the figure, the side with length x is opposite your angle, and the side with length 53 is the hypotenuse. So substituting in the given information gives that the sine of 35 degrees equals x divided by 53. Then multiplying by 53 on each side gives 53 times the sine of 35 degrees equals x. Then using a calculator to solve gives that 30 4/10 is about x. Then use the cosine ratio to find the value of y. So the cosine of 35 degrees equals the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. So looking at the diagram, the side with length y is the adjacent side to the angle, and the side with length 53 is the hypotenuse. So substituting in the given information gives the cosine of 35 degrees equals y divided by 53. Then multiplying by 53 on each side gives 53 times the cosine of 35 degrees equals y. Using a calculator to solve gives that 43 and 4/10 is about y. Thus, the value of x is 30 and 4/10, and the value of y is 43 and 4/10. Which ratios are equal to the square root of 2 divided by 2? Select all that apply. The sine of angle A, the cosine of angle A, the tangent of angle A, the sine of angle B, the cosine of angle B, the tangent of angle B. First find the lengths of the sides. Because you have a right triangle with two 45-degree angles, you can use the 45-degree, 45-degree, 90-degree triangle theorem, which says that the length of the hypotenuse is the square root of 2 times the length of the legs. So to find the length of the legs, divide the hypotenuse by the square root of 2. So the length of the legs is 9 divided by the square root of 2. Note that both the tangent of angle A and the tangent of angle B are equal to the length of their opposite side divided by the length of their adjacent side. And so both the tangent of angle A and the tangent of angle B equal 1. Now note that the sine of angle A, the sine of angle B, the cosine of angle A, and the cosine of angle B are all equal, because they all equal the length of a leg divided by the length of the hypotenuse, which equals the quantity 9 divided by the square root of 2 divided by 9, or 1 divided by the square root of 2, which equals the square root of 2 divided by 2. So sine of angle A, cosine of angle A, sine of angle B, and cosine of angle B all have ratios equal to the square root of 2 divided by 2. Which ratios are equal to the square root of 3 divided by 2? Select all that apply. The sine of M, the sine of P, the cosine of M, and the cosine of P. So looking at the diagram, you want the ratio of the square root of 3 divided by 2. So you need the line segment NP divided by the line segment MP. So find all four ratios and see which ones are equal to the square root of 3 divided by 2. So the sine of m is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse, which equals the square root of 3 divided by 2. Now the sine of p is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse, which is equal to 1/2. Then the cosine of m is equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse, which equals 1/2. And the cosine of p is equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse, which is equal to the square root of 3 divided by 2. Thus, the sine of m and the cosine of p have the ratio the square root of 3 divided by 2. You are skiing down a hill with an altitude of 800 feet. The angle of depression is 15 degrees. Find the distance x you ski down the hill to the nearest foot. So draw a sketch of the scenario. You know the hill has an altitude of 800 feet, and the angle of depression is 15 degrees. So the diagram shows a right triangle where the length of the hypotenuse x represents the distance you ski down the hill. So you can use the sine ratio to find the distance that you ski down the hill. So the sine of 15 degrees is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse. So the altitude of 800 feet is the opposite side to your angle, and the distance x is the hypotenuse. So substituting in the given information gives that sine of 15 degrees equals 800 divided by x. Solving for x gives that x equals 800 divided by the sine of 15 degrees. Then using a calculator to solve gives that x is about 3,091. Thus, you ski about 3,091 feet down the hill.